Testing. Okay, go ahead, Tina. So like your microphone is not connected. We see you, Tina, but I would like your microphone need to be connected. You have to pick the microphone that you connected to your laptop.
Does it work now?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You just needed to join the audio.
Silly. That's right. Okay, can you hear me,
All right.
Sam?
Yep. We
Is
can
it
hear
good,
you.
Sam?
Yep, we good.
Okay, I guess it's fine because he said fine.
Good.
Recording in progress.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar. My name is Donna Chow, and I am your host and your moderator for today's class by eLearning, your leading provider of TCM continuing education. Today's webinar is Understanding Jimmy Chang's Clinically Proven Formulas, Part 5, presented by Master Herbalist Dr. Jimmy Chang. There will be one break today, and we are set to end at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. To download lecture notes, go to the Blue Course Access page in your eLotus account. To use the webinar chat room, set your chat preference to everyone so that everyone can see what you're typing and be part of the conversation. And finally, to ask the speaker a question, enter your question into the Q&A box. And finally, the quiz and the video replay. You will be notified by email tomorrow once they are available. Our speaker today is Dr. Jimmy Chang, a doctor of Oriental medicine trained in Taiwan and a licensed acupuncturist in California. He has over 40 years of concentrated clinical experience, treating over 500,000 patients and applying his expertise in differential diagnosis and herbal prescription. In today's class, you will learn Dr. Chang's pulse science as well as tried and true formulas for anxiety, excess sugar intake, vertigo, and high blood pressure. Dr. Chang has previously taught with us on a number of courses, which are now available for purchase as distant learning CEU videos. If you want to be able to feel a patient's pulse, identify the Western medical diagnosis, and create clinically effective herbal formulas, Dr. Chang is the person to learn from. For learning his pulse system, I recommend the Gold Pass because you have unlimited access to his pulse courses and herbs for a year. With the Gold Pass, you can also try the herbs that he mentioned because our sponsor, Evergreen Herbs, will provide you with an herbal voucher. When I get back to my computer, I'll go ahead and post that link for you so you can learn more. Now let's begin with today's class and welcome Dr. Jimmy Chang.
Hi, guys. It's me again, Jimmy Chang. Today, we're going to talk about several new items with the new pulse findings and definition. Okay. This number 5 special formula pulse science. This is October. We have the last one of the year will be on November. And the next year, we'll get a series of at least 12 classes about everything. I believe you have never seen them before. Okay, today I'm going to talk about this 6 major items. Sugar combo 2.0 means the addition number 2 with different condition as we described it before, or for those my followers has learned before. Vertigo combo 2, we're going to look at this same disease with different aspect and different angle, and we have a new way of analyzing all the conditions. The number 3, the anxiety combo. That's the most commonly seen condition in nowadays, anxiety. Everybody has anxiety or depression or stress. We're gonna tell you the differential diagnosis between them. The glaucoma formula is kind of rare. We don't usually talk about it, but I'll just let you know, our Chinese medicine is very useful for this kind of problem, especially for the eye pressure and the damage of the eyes and everything. The number 5 is also very popular condition, very popular blood pressure combo number 2. We have several different combinations for different kind of blood pressure. I'll be explaining to you one by one. And the number 6, M3. M3 is a Fang Jia Fang. It's a combination of several formulas. It got a very special use in there, especially for the sugar combo. Okay, now let's get on with it. Okay, sugar. And sugar is very important and very popular condition nowadays. So, but unfortunately, I cannot make any diagnosis for type 1. The constitutional hereditary diabetes cannot be diagnosed by the pulse, but we can only find out the number 2. Number 2 was kind of happened from eating habits and living habits and the body type and everything. So we have a different kind of a combination for this diabetes. So let me do a little bit differential diagnosis. I think there are three types of the number 2 diabetes. First, okay, can I write it here?
Yeah, you can use it on pen.
But
Right up there. Yeah, use the pen on top. And okay, yeah. Then you can use the pen to write it. Use the pen now.
I need a second page. Oh, I have to go to the second page first, huh? Here. Okay, I got can they hear me now? I got 3 types of dim heat that's most commonly seen in the condition. First is dim heat. Secondary is dry. Then the third one is qi and blood weakness deficiency. So that's very easy. I always tell my patients and their condition by just looking at them. It's very simple. You don't have to think too much theories about symptoms, their tongue. I don't look at their tongue before, but nowadays I do. So dim heat kind of a diabetes condition happens on chubby people, people with heavy body weight and swollen everything. So you can, when the patient comes in and to your office and sits in front of you, you can directly tell his condition, his possible or her possible condition by the body weight and the weight experience, the appearance, the what they look like, when they sit in front of you. Second one is dry. Dry is insufficiency. In other words, insufficiency. That means skinny and weak and anemic people. The third one is most weak and deficient. If you have problem tell the difference between 2 and 3, dry people, the pulse, the blood pressure will be low and the pulse will be a little higher, like insufficiency, fast beat, but with the low blood pressure, looks so pale. The third one is the qi and the blood all weak. So the blood pressure may be very low and the heartbeat rate is low too. So let's get on with the first one. Dim heat people, this no matter what, they all have stomach. In other words, the pulse sign there is like this. The right-hand side, the guan area, the chi, it doesn't matter. First, the guan area is deep and forceful. Then you can tell, hey, there's a stomach fire. The patient do not understand what the stage stomach fire is. I just simply tell them you are kind of a pre-diabetic or already are, or already is. And you can tell that the heat by the feeling of the jump. If it jumps real fast and strong, then you can tell that there's a lot of stomach heat. And the second type is also this one on the right guan, but the pulse is empty under it. So when you push down, the pulse just disappears. And the first one, the solid one, no matter how hard you try with your middle finger on his right guan, it's very strong. Even you push down all the way down, it still has rebound. But this insufficiency, dryness, then it will be empty. When you push down, the pulse just disappears. So like there's nothing underneath your finger. The third one is all weak. It doesn't even jump, and it collapses under pressure. So in this case, we call it yin and yang, qi and blood deficiency. So what do we do about it? Okay, let's get on with the first one. Usually we cannot see much. The sugar signs on the ear point is kind of awkward. So the pulse is very important. And there's another thing to look at is the left. Is the left chi area. The left chi chun, chun guan chi, the left hand side, patient's left. The chi is the kidney. Kidney yang and hormonal reactions is also reflect to the diabetes. So in the damp heat part, the chi is solid. So the lower part is very pushed down and the rebound is strong. But the dry type, the insufficiency type is still the same, like the pulse on the right guan. When you push down, it just disappears. And the qi and blood, qi and deficiency, the qi area is totally weak, very weak, no rebound. So when you push down or you let go, the pulse just disappeared. So in the three different type of diabetes, we have very interesting way of dealing with them. In the first one, the damp heat part will be the formula. Oh, I have to clean it, huh? Okay. Oh, here. Sure. Okay, let's get on with the first one. This combination is for the second type, the insufficiency type. So I use 淄博地黄. It's very good for clearing kidney fire. And astringent is for all the expanding blood vessel, the heat. And M3, we'll be talking about at the end of this month, not this month, this seminar, because we're using stomach as the most the place for the proper diagnosis. So the M3 is designed to take care of the stomach fire, stomach heat. And I don't care what the modern Western science says about diabetes problem. Our condition comes from the stomach. So I use 淄博地黄丸 for kidney fire. Astringent complex is 梔子,褐子, 五倍子, 马齿苋. 马齿苋 is very good for skin. 天花粉 is good for sugar. 十二倍母, 白薇 usually we don't use it. I replace with 虎杖. 五倍子, 天花粉, 春根皮, 山茱萸都可以. They all work because they're sour and constricted. So put them together, it's good for the fire. That's so simple. I don't care what they say about the insulin tolerance or whatever they say. I just use this. And this is for the second type, the insufficiency type. So, any questions? Well, 20 questions? Oh, no, it's not. It's good. So this formula is designed for insufficiency I'm sorry, this is designed for insufficiency and solid stomach fire. But, okay. But what's the difference between insufficiency and solid fire? In solid fire, the choppy people, you should add a little bit of血腐足鱼汤, like a 25% into this combination for fat people, big, strong people. And you can look at their tongue, must be very ugly, coated. So 25 血腐足鱼汤, or, okay, I'm gonna teach you something real new. And nowadays, I find this kind of pause is very popular. Like this morning. Oh, okay. Try to get this. The pause is like this. So what does it mean? This is the superficial area is weak. When you touch the pause gently, it's very weak, no rebound. When you press down a little bit, the pause becomes strong and with big rebound with the amplitude. And you push down more to the almost touch the skin, the pulse just disappeared. You can draw a broken line to show the weakness of the pulse. So this pulse actually is kidney related. Sometimes got a kidney problem, but today we're not talking about kidney. We just talk about the shape, the feeling of the pulse. Weak, strong, weak. So what does it mean? It means I always tell people to tell my patient, hey, all your problems in the middle. In the middle, what does it mean in the middle? In the stomach, spleen, pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. And of course, in the back pain too. So try to feel this. This is very effective. See how the rebound is. When you gently touch the skin, it's very weak. But there's a little pulse. But when you start pushing down more, it becomes very strong rebound and more and become weaker. So this is called weak, strong, weak. Just means the middle is strong. So in the ear point, middle, all we don't have a big ear here. Okay, forget it. Ear point, ear also related to. Can we? I forget it. Too much trouble. The ear in the middle is the stomach, pancreas, and also the breast, and also the thyroid. So nowadays, when I'm treating, if the patient asks me to treat something about the thyroid problem, I do it with stomach. And so, what's so special about this pulse, and why am I mentioning it here? Because I use a lot of gush. Okay. Ge xia zu yu tang. Ge xia zu yu tang is a little bit different from xue fu zu yu tang. Ge xia means ge means diaphragm, xia means underneath. So this formula is for the middle jaw. So simple. If you have any problem with the middle jaw, with the digestion problem, I always use it. This one is even good for diarrhea. I'll tell you later. But anyway, now the diabetes is the either liver or pancreas or gallbladder or stomach. They are related in the same level of the human body. So that's why I use the Ge Xia Zu Yu Tang. It's very effective. You can add it to this one. Okay. Any questions? Okay. So when we're treating with, especially the first type, the big fat guy with the diabetes, I use this one again, added a Ge Xia Zu Yu Tang for all his. Actually, we don't care too much about the symptoms. We care about the nature of the disease. That's why I treat diabetes very successfully. Even I invented this combination because I was treating a little boy, what, 12 years old or something, very long time ago, not recently. He was doing injection with the insulin. He's so young, but the sugar is still out of control. That's why I invented this combination. It worked perfectly. He finally can get rid of the insulin just with medicine. Okay. So what about the second type, the insufficiency type? They will have some symptoms like in Chinese medicine, you have very thirsty, dry mouth, and the stomach easily hungry, polyurination, and very skinny body type, and the stomach digestion is very poor, and a lot of a tongue, and heartbeat rate is fast, and blood pressure is low. So naturally, this patient is very, very tired because his body cannot process the sugar or whatever, any food into his body. So his body get no energy, like no fuel. So he's very tired and dry mouth. And I use this one too, and still stomach fire, but I use this one to add something for his thirst. There are two things I always use. First is the Gan Lu Xiao Du Yin. The same. Oh, okay. Gan Lu. Gan Lu Xiao Du Yin. Okay, if you don't have it, you can use Da Bu Yin Wan. Or this. I'm not sure I spelled it right, but Tina can do that. Whatever. Or J-I-O. I hate pinyin. Well, anyway, I use these three, either of them. Gan Lu Xiao Du Yin for the dryness and for the even sometimes little water retention. The skinny people also have water retention, and this one for the dryness. And Da Bu Yin one is also for the dryness. Qing Zao Jiu Fei Tang, Fei is lung. So why am I using lung? Because it's dryness causing a lot of uncomfortable condition, which is related to sugar level. So this two combination is what I use the most. Importantly is this one, 淄博地黄丸. Okay, 那种淄博地黄丸。So for the type 2 diabetes with the first, let's say, fat people. Second one is skinny people. Skinny people, I add something like this. Huh? And those big chubby people, I use 阁下煮鱼汤 in addition to the basic formula. Okay, any questions? 就CEU. Okay. I forget that you know the spelling. Okay. And let's go to the third type. For the qi and the blood deficiency guy, old lady. Actually, you can easily see by looking at this patient. I always say, you are so anemic. And how do I know she or he is anemic? Just by looking at here. This area is so pale. The Neiguan, the pericardium 6 area, if it's so pale, then he or he is anemic. And the blood pressure, you must take the blood pressure before your patient entering your room. So the blood pressure is low and heartbeat rate is low. So you can definitely tell it's some kind of a deficiency, qi and blood. And it's nothing to do with excessive heat like we've been talking about this one. So I'll change. I don't use 淄博, it's too cold. I use 贵妇地黄, which is proven in Taiwan that this one is good for diabetes. And soda and Yihao the same, but M3, no, a little too strong. So I just simply use 甘露饮 or 安宗散. Ganluing or Anzongsan. Ganluing and Anzongsan has a totally different kind of a approach. Ganluing is for dryness and for a little bit of cold, but Anzongsan is for warming up the stomach. So why am I using two different conditions? It depends on patient. If the patient is not too pure weak, I can use a little Ganluing. You can justify what medicine to what formulas to use by looking at his tongue. If it's dry and no coating, then use Ganluin. If it's dry, damp, same time, and with dirty, ugly coating, then use Anzongsan. By clearing the stomach heat, the sugar will be low and will be lowered. Okay, who can be coating Ganluin, Anzongsan? Yeah. Okay. And for the advice from the doctor, you should tell your patient do something about the sugar. There are several things you should tell your chromium. First is the so-called white kidney beans, the carb blocker. Take one before you eat your lunch or dinner and try to stay away from carbs as much as you can. I always advise my patients to take a sourdough. You can read the label, the sugar is 0, but they do still have some carbs. And take this one, it will be much better. And go to Costco, buy this C insulin. It's a red box. I mean, the bottle with a red label is combined of cinnamon and chromium. Chromium is the most important and most necessary. Something like that. Something like that. You can get it from a Costco. From it's part of it. The C insulin. You take it every day. It's a minor elements that human body needs to process the power of insulin and sugar. So you should buy this chromium and cinnamon. They mix together to take it. And most of all, stay away from carbs if you want to get healthy. That's how I treat. Can you use Ping Wei San? Okay, yes, you can. If you don't have, I mean, when you treat a patient with a diabetic condition, you should advise them to take that. It will help a lot. Otherwise, the more medicine they take, they can become more dangerous about kidney failure. Okay, this is the first subject for today, diabetes. Any questions? Especially, like I said in the beginning, I cannot make any diagnosis for the type 1, but most of the type 1 are combined with the dampness, with the choppy cholesterol stuff. So the pulse. So try to understand this pulse. Okay. This is the superficial, so it's weak, strong, weak. In this condition, you can directly tell your patient, your problem's in the middle, liver, pancreas, gallbladder, stomach, and the back and the kidney too, all in the middle. So in this case, this is the lower part. Lower part is kidney, right? The surface part is the lung. So how if the patient's another a major complaint, but his sugar may be okay, but his major complaint is being tired and weak. So what are you gonna do for this kind of a pulse? Oh, sorry. His major complaint is, I encountered this kind of patient a lot lately. I'm so tired. So this is upper part, upper jaw, middle jaw, and lower jaw. So it's stuck in there. So there's a condition conviction. So the upper part and the lower part cannot communicate. So his body is stuck in the middle. The good things cannot enter the whole body, and the waste, garbage cannot be transported out of the body. So what are you going to do about this? First, you deal with the upper jaw with Senmai-san. Okay, so middle jaw, you use my M3 or 半下泻心汤 or 给下Okay, this Senmai-san bring more qi into his body, then he will have energy. One of my patients was a singer, so I put this Senmai-san for her, and she told me that she can yell at people with a louder voice, and she became a better singer from more qi. Qi, what qi? Oxygen. So simple. And so, what about the what about the lower jaw? What do you use for lower jaw? Oh, it's a lot of things to use. You can use 那个贵妇地黄丸、右归丸, things like that. Let me tell you something more, okay? What if the pulse is very strong at the bottom? Don't mind the previous two. If the pulse is weak or strong or weak, but the more you press down, the rebound became more stronger. What does it mean? That means the lower jaw, I always tell them, hey, your leg, some inflammation on your leg. It doesn't matter it's on the knees or the ankle or the feet or anywhere. This is the lower jaw, so the leg or something. You can use 当归碾痛汤 for this because he or she will definitely have water retention. Okay, this is for the lower jaw, for the arthritis, for the joint pain. 当归碾痛汤 is not only good for joint pain, the lower jaw, also for removing the water, also for skin problem caused by dampness. Yes. What do you like to replace metformin with? I do not replace their medicine because we're not allowed to tell them to stop their medicine they're currently taking. I don't ask them to stop. They must keep on going unless one day his family doctor found out that it's perfectly okay, so maybe he can get off that. But usually I do not tell them to stop anything. Okay. Okay, any questions? No more. Let's get on to the vertigo combo. This is another very popular everyday see condition. The vertigo, like a Meniere syndrome, I have a combination with this. This one, and this one, and this one. Okay, these two medicine are for different type. Again, we have to differentiate the condition, the different type of vertigo. 半夏天麻白术汤 is for this is for dry liver. And this one, I'll talk about later. This is very interesting. 半夏天麻白术汤 is for spleen and liver. What do you mean spleen? Spleen means dampness. So this is mostly happened to, again, fat, chubby people. And Tenma Goten in is for dry liver, means for skinny, thin people, maybe a little anemic, but it's very easy. When the patient sits in front of you, by looking at his appearance, then you can generally have some idea of what formula to use. So simple. Okay, 龙胆泻肝汤 is something else. We talk about it differently. So the 半夏天麻白术汤 for the pulse, it should be like this. And Tenma Goten in the pulse is like this. This is the left one, deep and forceful. So this is also combined with anxiety. This is the pulse for anxiety, and this is the pulse for stress. Okay, have you ever encountered this kind of pulse? The left one, the deep and forceful. Like I said about when we talk about the pulse diagnosis, we usually do not use the fingertip to take the pulse. But nowadays, you should try to, actually, you must try your fingertips after you take the pulse, generally like this. But after that, and then you use fingertips for each part. 寸关指, just fingertip, you push down a little bit. It will appear. Something very strange will appear on the certain area. For example, if you, okay, I'll do another page. Okay. Left one. Use your fingertips, go down. You might find something, okay. This is the vertigo pulse, wiry and jumpy. But if you try to use your fingertip, you might find something different, like here, like this. A little ball, a little vein there. That means gallstone. You can verify it in here. Gallstone is here. And this is the damp heat. With the 半夏天麻白术汤. 半夏 is a dry medicine. 天麻 too. 白术 is very dry. So you should know the 二术汤. 二术汤. Have you heard about it? That's for 白术 and 苍术. They are very dry for the typical damp heat. And for the dry liver, what does it mean dry liver? It's like this. This is a stress pulse. Jumpy and floating. Not like this. It's totally different. Like this. That floating, superficial. When you finger gently touch the skin, you feel the jumpy pulse. So in these two different conditions, this always for skinny people. This pulse. Nervous and very stressful, easily irritated, and with lots of anger and bad tempers, things like that. And this one is a little bit different. And for immune system, this one is immune system too much. And this immune system is not enough, maybe. So the treatment will be totally different. So in this company, in this floating liver pulse, we use 天麻钩藤饮. It's more like for cooling the fire, to lower the liver fire. Any questions? Nope. Okay. And why am I using this 龙胆泻肝汤? The pulse will be like this. Chun, guan, chi. Okay, the right hand side. But at chi area, there's a wiry and long pulse there. This I always call it 龙胆火, fire of 龙胆. 龙胆 is the name of a herb. It's very bitter, especially for liver channel, not for liver organ. So I do not use it for hepatitis or things like that. It's just for the liver channel. So in this case, the long and the wiry pulse on the left hand, left chi, I know there's something here. The gallbladder channel too. Actually, it's gallbladder channel, not really liver channel. So gallbladder channel covers the side of the head and went into the ear. So I use 龙胆泻肝汤 to drain out the water in the ear, which is the main reason for vertigo. So in Cantonese, they said ear water. So simple. And so I added like a 25% to the entire. You can put them together. You are so confused about my saying. You can use them all together. It's acceptable. Let me see the question. Yeah, internal wing. This is what we're doing here. The 半夏天麻白术汤 is all for the wing. 阁下煮鱼汤, yes. So the most interesting part is the 龙胆泻肝汤. Let's put it easy way. That's just for the water in the ear. Gallbladder channel goes into the ear. That's the problem. And later on, we'll be talking about the glaucoma. I will use this 龙胆泻肝汤 again. But there's something else. We're not finished yet. As for the ear point, it's very easy to verify your findings. when you now first we take the pulse of the right hand side, then we take the pulse of the left hand side, right? When you touch the middle, the guan area, oh, you get dizzy. Yep. When you find this, you find this. Find what? Find this. You check the ear this way. This gentleman here seems to be okay, just a little red, but he has too much stagnation and very strong inflammation in the neck and shoulder, which will also create some dizziness because the blood doesn't go through the head. And again, remember this pulse we mentioned a few minutes ago? This chun, no, not chun, I'm sorry. The superficial area is weak. So I generally tell the patient, like mostly you can see it clearly on the right chun. You can tell the patient, hey, that's what I said. Your head is empty. They always ask, well, what do you mean my head is empty? It means no blood going through your head. Your head is empty, you get headaches. So in this case, we do not use this formula for if the patient's major complaint is vertigo. We use something else like Senmaisan. Even we can use 补中益气汤. But anyway, by looking at here, we know, I'm sorry, at least two kind of vertigo. Okay. If you see, red dot here, that you know is inflammation. In addition to the pulse, just a sign. If you see some dark spot there, that's stagnation, the blood vessel, everything stuck in there. So in addition to this circulation, this combination, if it's red, you can add astringent complex. If it's dark, you can add 血附如鱼汤. For the darkness is for the redness, and the entire combination is complete. So like I said, I mentioned earlier, I had a very bad experience in Taiwan. At least 40 years ago, one day one of my students came to me and said, teacher, please go to the Taiwan University Hospital. One of his relative is dying, bleeding. She was bleeding very hard. I was there in a stormy night, and I was there when the doctors came over to look at her. The doctor pulled up the sheet covered on her and said, "Oh, still bleeding," and put it down and went away. So they are so irresponsible. So my student asked me if you can put some medicine for her because she's been bleeding from the vaginal area for many days. And the reason for the bleeding is because her visit for the hospital is for vertigo. And doctor said she had the dead blood in the ear. So they gave her blood thinner or something that caused the bleeding. So I went back to prepare the medicine for the next day. But she passed away at night. Before I could give her my black medicine. I was preparing a lot of black medicine. Somehow let's stop the bleeding first, but was too late. The lady passed away from bleeding. It's whose fault? It's the doctor's fault. Come on. But anyway, there could be blood stagnation in the inner ear that caused the vertigo. So what do? We add 血附逐鱼汤. Not too much, only most 20% or something. Astringent, yeah, 20%. That will take care of everything. Huh? 血附逐鱼汤. I was spelling right. Okay. Okay, this I've been talking about two kind of vertigo with different body type. and different condition. There's a third and the last one for the vertigo combination. It's pure weakness. So simple. Weakness. How do you know weakness? Weakness combined with anemia. So the right cun will be so gu and weak. Okay, if you're not confident with the pulse feelings, at least you should have the patient blood pressure taken before entering your examination room, before your patient sitting down in front of you. So if the patient has a very low blood pressure and low heartbeat rate with vertigo, maybe that's not vertigo. It's just pure weakness. The pulse should be or something there. The cun is very weak and with the blood pressure low. So what do? In that case, I use 补中益气汤 for like 30% and some 那个补中益气汤 or 黄芪健重汤 to give her better energy, to put more qi to his body to get better circulation in the head, so he won't be dizzy anymore. Okay. This is the second topic we'll talk about today. Any questions? Yep. So when the patient sits in front of you, you must do the differential diagnosis. What type of problem you are facing and what kind of a body condition is making the patient suffer. Okay, there are several cases that's very interesting. Oops. Oh, this is the inner ear area. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. And this one too, this red. See, there's redness and darkness. So we can put a little blood mover there. This area is the neck and shoulder. See, it's bulging out. And this is the kidney stone. And see here, the redness there? That's the back pain with inflammation. This is the hemorrhoid there. This lady has very bad colon. See all the colon? This is all the same thing. Large intestine and here. And this one is also colon. And this one, this lady has a little stomach problem here. And see the dots here? That means she's losing memories too. Oh, okay. You see this one? This is the sciatica pressure. You have my bone spur formula. And this is the knee joints. This is the hip. And this dot is some kind of a thyroid nodules. You see, the point is like this. You know, this works like Dr. Tan's imaging method when he was doing his acupuncture theory with the imaging condition. This is the level with the stomach. So the thyroid maybe is in the neck, but in the ear point is level with stomach. So the pulse may be like this, or maybe like this. Either way, we focus on the middle part with this. And this one is the little bulb or something in the middle. Sometimes it's skin allergy. I don't know why the skin allergy is in the stomach area. I don't know the reason, but it is true, definitely correct. And okay, also this is the thyroid area too. Any questions? I don't know if you're familiar with the Bagua pulse or not. Are you familiar with that? Bagua pulse is just sorry, I pushed the wrong button. It's just a combination of two lines, broken and solid, and it can be any combination, something like this. I do not remember everything, but I do remember this one all week. Superficial and middle and the deep all week, no rebound. This is the abdomen and spleen, and this is the lung. No, this is the wing. So too much heat in the upper part, the wing might get stroke. And this is the water, the kidney. So you go home, check your book, my lecture notes in the past. You'll find out this one, and try to use it on your clinical diagnosis. When you push it down the pulse, at least you should put all the three factors in your mind. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's get on with the next page. Oh, there's a solid case. One of my students in WhatsApp group. Attack of dizziness with hours of vomiting, pulses strong, especially Guan and Chi. Doctor diagnosed Meniere syndrome. Okay, inner ear disease, but inner ear is not too bad. But the head, See this darkness there and little darkness here? He must have had some kind of a traumatic injury on his head. So in this case, you might use some blood movers like 血府煮鱼汤. And look at here. The neck is bulging out with the redness means inflammation. And this is the hip injury, blood stagnation, something. But his major complaint is not the back pain, it is the vertigo. And this is the colon, and this is the arthritis, and this is the abdomen, and this is the hip too. Oh, this is the thyroid, like I said. Anyway, so the problem is the major complaint is dizziness. So from the ear, I see neck inflammation, neck lump. Yes. So I was thinking dizzy combo and heartbreaker. Heartbreaker we talked about in the last seminar, remember? Last month? Is 夏枯草玄参. Yeah, for swelling tissues. If you don't have it, you can simply just use Zizi. Zizi is a red fruit, especially for liver, for gallbladder, but it's also good for swelling tissues, like instant, like a newly happened injury with the swelling tissues, back pain, and the broken or twisted ankle or anything. Zizi is very useful to eliminate all the inflammation and pain. And but this case is not for pain, it's just for the swelling neck. So this treatment was very successful. Even the Western doctor diagnosed Meniere syndrome, but their treatment is not as fast as ours. Okay. 血府煮鱼汤. Why there are only two positions, 2 bars? What do you mean 2 bars? Did I write the 2 bar? Okay. Okay, any questions? This case was very successful and typical. Now you can tell, oh, this guy has a lot of problem. This is the dumai. Look at how bad his dumai is. Inflammation, stagnation, blockage, deformation, especially in the neck. He must be suffering from headaches and neck pain and back pain and even stiffness in walking or something. Poor guy. Okay. The third part of the things we're going to talk about is anxiety combo. Huh?
2-second break.
Okay. Let's take a break. They have to change the tape.